Trying to get our two boys ready to carry them to the golf tournament for practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's...
The Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show, the Tailgate Show. And
what the fuck? How you gonna cut off? Welcome to Tailgate.
What did you do?
I didn't do that. This is the Raw Dog podcast, and we coming in hot.
Yeah, what's up
Bro,
with
how you
production
gonna cut
tonight?
off? How you gonna cut off that legend, Coach Bennett, man?
I didn't do that.
I clicked the wrong thing.
Trying to get our two boys ready to carry them to the golf tournament for practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house.
This is
So I told our
legendary.
players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Meow, looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog.
Be a
We don't need no
dog.
meows. We don't need no cats. We need
No
more
cat.
dogs.
We need more dogs. Yes.
That was hits before hits.
Bro, that guy's
Amen to
epic. Is he
that.
still the... Hey,
Yeah, he's still around here. He's still around.
is he still the coach of that team? He froze. Fuck. Anyway, welcome to the Tailgate Show.
You really enjoyed that, huh?
It's Double A. It's B Diddy. It's Air Chair. It's Trubiscuits and Gravy. It is lower temperature tire fire Monday.
Yeah, why don't we go around the room here and get everybody's summary of the game. Jero, start with you.
Defense sucks dick. There you
But
go.
I'm not gonna wait.
That's your summary of the game. Excellent.
That's the whole
Pretty much.
summary of the game.
So
Justin
Jared
showed
likes the
signs
defense.
after-
In other words, Jared likes what the defense does to him.
No, I do not.
Pleasure, Sam.
No, it's just nice to see Justin actually get some confidence after that pass, and you can really see how his confidence took him. You know, he actually, you can see his follow through on his passes was different when he's more confident, and it's just like, hey, maybe you figured something out.
It started to feel like maybe now it's not as much his fault. That's the way I would put it. Like, he looked
What
good
Big
enough.
say something on 670 that he wanted the deep shot to Mooney? He yeah, he said something to that effect. It's like, give me that guy.
I mean, he's always been that guy. I just feel like he's been afraid to they got him playing scared.
Right.
Like, you know, they have him like in his head on this like gotta protect the ball shit. And then when whatever, I guess that's fine. I mean, he started to feel like he was just playing, like it felt like, oh, okay, there's that dynamic guy who looks like he knows how to play this game. Like I remember him. Like that guy's
Exactly.
pretty cool. Like,
But yeah, the defense is bad. The offensive line is bad.
I'll stop and let you finish, and then we can go around.
Special teams were good.
Okay. Special teams.
And
Trenton Grew.
Trenton Gill.
Damn, Blackwell almost downed that one.
Yeah.
He almost downed it on the half-yard line. Blackwell is kind of a pimp. His name's coming up on special teams.
The early game penalties in drives drove me nuts too. So
Yeah, man, I caught that too, but let it roll.
Yeah, for sure. All right, who's up next?
Go ahead, Biscuit.
I mean, it started off like every single Chicago Bears game typically starts off, just pure fucking brutalness.
Hey, but can I just say one thing though? That screen pass in the first drive was not that though. Like it actually started.
Well, that's after the initial flag, right?
Yes,
Right.
but then it actually
we will get there.
yeah.
Anyways, thinking Justin Jefferson at one point, I think they said was on track for 34 catches for the game.
38 catches and 300 and some yards.
Something like that. So fully on the road to the blowout city that we were all sort of predicting last week. And then halftime comes, adjustments, made. Come out looking like a better team, a little bit more confident, but ultimately still a lot of bad out there. It was an improvement, but the bar is so low. That was my take on the game.
I'll just go do mine really quick because I know A is just holding back. He's just gonna go off when he gets the ball passed to him. Look at him. No, but I just kind of like the first half felt real shitty. Like A had mentioned that, like, okay, I finally felt like it wasn't Justin's fault, but in the beginning of the game, I kind of felt like, okay, not gay. Guys, plays were I'm like, it really sucked, man. Like, then you see freaking the whole Ryan Tannehill bullshit with Cousins where it was like 17 for 17 or whatever the hell it was. I'm like, just carving us up, man. Like, it got to the point where, like, holy shit, I'm actually jealous of what Minnesota has. In the first, when the game started, I'm like, and I've never really, it's been a while since I could say that. Because they were just working us, man. And, like, it felt worse than I thought it would this season. But then the second half, the way the game played out is kind of how I expected the season to go for once, where it's like, okay, Justin's improving, we're fighting back, and like we're showing heart, fighting. It was wild how we came back from 21-3, man. So like it was cool to see get back into it. It was cool to see Justin showing strides. Right, he was the best player on the field for us this game. And ultimately, when's the last time we've been able to say that about a quarterback in this franchise history?
Legitimately the best player on the offense. Moment.
So like the team like overall, it's going to be kind of a shitty year, right? But like there's been a lot of change here, and we can actually say that our quarterback was the best player on the field for us this game. That's very rare for us. I'm not saying it's some huge leap in the franchise's history, but it's a positive.
Kinda is.
It is. It's progress. It's not. I mean, it's God. Like the stat line is not fucking anything special. But yes,
in Bears history, I don't think since Sid Luckman you could really say that the quarterback was unequivocally the best player on the field. No, go ahead.
Add that touchdown run to his stats that should have been
right,
and those stats look much better.
Yeah.
I think Diddy was alluding to trying to downplay all the extreme hyperbole. As Dan Weeder called it earlier today.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying I'm not ready to like buy 10 of his jerseys in all different colors. You know what I mean? But
no, you've just got one signed.
I got the one autograph behind me. Yeah, it is. Right? No, but legitimately,
he almost broke my heart today with that.
I think it was dope that he was the best player on the field. That's progress.
Absolutely. It's like an ember amongst like the burnt wreckage of hope that it was getting to. With me and him, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh shit, maybe this thing could like be a thing again,
So has that half changed your outlook a little bit?
No, it's like you just see what you saw, because we barely were even seeing any flashes, like other than the slip and slide moment.
True.
We were barely seeing any flashes, and the running was cool. He had some good runs, but it was just like you weren't seeing any flashes with his arm, and it was really getting fucking disconcerting. And so it's like it's just nice to see him doing things a quarterback needs to do, and making plays. And then it sucked because in true Murphy's Law fashion, like, other shit started to break down around him. Like, it's like, of course, because he's playing really well, it's still the Bears. So guess what? The defense is going to be a fucking sieve, and the offense is going to make bad penalties, and Sam Musfer's going to snap the ball into dude's face mask, and fucking, like it's
and
just
the running game is not existent.
I mean, the defense wasn't hard in the second half.
I think that's a game plan.
David Montgomery he played his ass off, and he had some really big fucking chunk plays.
Screen pass AA.
Yeah.
We're
insane.
getting good at those,
He-
actually.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen him have that much juice in a while. Like he looked fast. Like it was
Surprising too, coming off that injury.
Yeah, and like he, as much as we've said he's replaceable and Khalil Herbert might fit better and this and that, when he's like that and he has that like energy, that energy is important, I think, for the offense. Herbert,
Oh, he's the best
is
running back we have, no question. I just don't think you overpay him.
No, but when he's going and he's juiced up and he's breaking tackles and it's just infectious for the team.
It's nice on turf, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. I mean, can we just have that stadium, please? Like, good lord. The only thing that's
Fucking
annoying is
bird.
the shadows are kind of fucking weird looking when you watch the game, but
They also dump fake snow. I feel like.
what fake snow?
Yeah, last was it against the Packers, I believe, in December. They do fake snow inside of the dome.
For the game?
What?
Yeah, like at the end of the
What?
game. Dude,
Oh,
at the end of the
okay.
game, they do fake snow.
So what? That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why isn't that cool?
that's not cool.
Motherfucker, you live on the beach.
If you
Yeah,
want,
you-
if you want snow, open up the roof.
So,
Don't
You
fake
live
it.
on the
Come on
beach.
now.
some
All of us
biscuits.
live places
You don't
with
think if
winter.
some rich dude opened an indoor like skiing resort in Myrtle, you wouldn't go?
Hell no, I don't have health insurance. I'm definitely not getting on a pair of skis.
Wow.
He wouldn't go. He
So-
wouldn't go anyway.
Hey,
This is-
that-
I look like down at my feet when I step off a curb just to make sure I don't like twist an ankle.
you look
and go
like
to
you
the
could
hospital.
be. You could have been like a closet snowboarder, though.
I skateboarded for like 8 years,
Okay, see, that's what I'm
Oh.
saying. If
but
you
then I
live,
shattered my ankle, which is why I don't do shit like that anymore.
well, you should
So
have,
next to MetLife, they actually have a mall with a freaking amusement park, an indoor skiing resort type thing, a freaking
bro,
water park.
and this
It's
is
crazy.
Minnesota where they have the Mall of America, which is like,
Yeah.
No, this is
I
actually.
didn't know indoor
I'm talking
skiing
Jersey.
was a thing.
I understand what you're
Didn't know
saying.
that.
I'm talking to Biscuits. I'm telling him that it does not surprise me at all that they blast a snow machine in that stadium.
Yeah.
The
Trust
Mall
me,
of
that
America.
place
The
is
Mall of
awesome.
America is like it has a roller coaster inside of it. Like it's fucking.
4.
You're right. It's like it's insane. Like I've never even been there, and I know it's insane.
Yeah.
The small in Jersey actually might give it a little competition. It's brand new too.
Ask the custodians
Mall
for that stadium how they feel about that fake snow. All right, don't forget the little
no.
guy. All right,
What do you think they're out there
working
sweeping
hard,
it up?
trying to feed his feet. Yeah, that
Oh my
absolutely
God.
that's what they're doing.
Sweeping the sheds.
Jeez.
Jeez.
So anyway,
It's
back-
back in the heat and it melts.
Back to your game summary. Sorry, man, we kind of got off track there.
My game summary. I also have to echo what Jer said that the defense is really troublingly bad. There's zero push on the interior. Like it's
Our
it's
D-line.
Travis
so
Gibson looking at you.
oh
Hey,
he's
he
bad.
had 2 bright spots.
Quinn
Shout out
was-
AA. You were on that very, very early in the offseason that this was going to be a very.
I think it's the linebackers too that were really disheartening. You know, Roquan's
Well,
been kind
yeah.
of missing in action.
They just don't have a chance to make plays here because they're there. You can tell there's the way they sit in their stance is like they're ready to back up. That's just the role they're playing in because they know that dudes are going to be on them in the second level.
Whiffing
quickly.
on Larry O. It wasn't a whiff. What happened with Larry O. was freaking devastating to what their plan was. They didn't. They never
They
got.
knew
the
they
three.
needed-
They never got the 3 tech they needed in this defense.
Yeah.
You can't.
Jones
it
got
all-
a sack.
right, but Jared,
But he was-
starts.
They lined him up on the
I
outside.
know it all starts in the trenches. I get that.
But,
I'm just saying the
that's your
linebackers suck. Well, yeah,
segment.
the D line sucks. The linebackers are going to suck. You can't keep them clean.
Well,
They-
we've had bad defensive lines before, and linebackers have overcome it.
Dude,
but
Urlacher used
maybe
to get
it's scheme.
dominated when he
We
didn't have
were
the
just
horses in
saying
front of him. Urlacher,
because-
if the guards got up to the second level on Urlacher, he was out.
what did I
Sure.
say? What did I say? Fucking that, Roquan looks like he's not special, and you're like
Yep.
second in the league in tackles. And I was just, saying it's empty calories. It's
'Cause
not.
he's on the
plays.
defense is on the field a lot.
Blake Martinez tackling guys 8 yards
the
beyond the line of
offense-
scrimmage.
The
He's better than
offense
Blake
was
Martinez. though.
the
No,
offense-
for sure. I'm just saying that the top tackle statistic doesn't tell you that he's playing well.
the
The
offense
Derrick
in the
Brooks thing ain't looking so sweet right now, though, did he?
No, Roquan's just.
Where
a
the
guy
fuck is
right
Warren
now.
Sapp? Where the fuck is John Lynch? Look at that defense chair. You can't even. Derek Brooks without those guys around him. It's such
Right,
a
of
bullshit.
course.
Simeon
Jerry,
Rice, like fuck, man.
Jerry, you said earlier that you remember some Bears linebackers being really good despite a bad defensive line. I would ask for an
Yeah.
example of that. Because
Who?
during the Levy
Barry
years,
Minter was pretty good, and we didn't have a great defensive line in front
Barry
of him.
Minter, that's who Urlacher's. Didn't Barry Minter take over, or Urlacher take
Urlacher
over?
took over
Barry
for
Minter.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on an injury.
Okay. Well,
Brian Cox
he couldn't
had
have been
two
that
good games once. Like,
I'm just saying, okay, the defense is fucking great. It's phenomenal. It's
I mean,
Oh,
you
my
think
God.
Roquan's
bad.
playing worse than a Barry Minter level right now, though?
you're saying I don't see
Yes,
him being.
I think
don't
he
see him
is.
being.
No.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
you're
Is
go
he
ahead,
causing turnovers?
Yeah,
Is he creating fumbles?
It's
Is he
10
tackling people for losses?
It's
No, he is not.
no.
What
He's,
did he take
he's
this
not
one?
making impact.
I'm
on
just
you.
saying you're comparing him to Derek Brooks on Tampa. That Tampa defense was
No,
did.
you
stacked,
compared
bro.
him to
Yeah.
Derek Brooks. And
I
Yeah.
compared
No.
him. I
No.
compared him to Derek Brooks skill wise. I didn't say he was going to be Derek Brooks without the Hall
I'm
of
just
Famers
saying
around
that
him.
it ain't looking too
Did
sweet
he
right
also
now.
said he
Bro,
was
you
play
t-
the Derek Brooks type role?
That's all I
In
said is
terms of what linebacker
ain't looking
Yeah.
too sweet right now.
It
You're
isn't.
comparing
Nobody
two
can tell you
different-
that he looks like a guy you want to give $20 million a year to.
Not
Fuck
even
that.
17.
Hardy Nickerson?
Not
Fuck
even
that.
Where's
17.
Hardy Nickerson at, right?
Hardy Nickerson.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he
just keep going with it. Look at all the players that were on that. Look who was in front of him.
Jared's going back to guys that are like never
I'm
even
just
wore
saying.
the.
Jared, not gonna lie, man.
Peter
Angelo
Pants.
Blackson just.
I
ain't
know if
getting
your
it
boy
done.
Blackson would step the hell up, maybe.
I
you know what I
agree.
mean?
Nobody's off the hook on this. That defense is shitty.
Oh man, we missed Mario
to
Edwards.
bottom.
And Tonga.
He'd be
Don't
nice in the
forget Tonga.
rotation.
Yeah, Tonga time. I heard. You know.
He gave the secrets, man. He gave the secrets to the Vikings this week. That's why they got. That's why they had that fast
So
start.
this is the fucked up thing about this game is that it's the second game in a row where a team has one thing that is like dominant that you don't want to let beat you. Giants, it was Saquon. This game, Justin Jefferson. This motherfucker had 10 catches and a half. I don't
And
think
he
the
threw a
Bears.
pass.
I don't. Somebody will have to fact check this. But I don't think any player on the Bears has 10 catches on the season. I don't think.
I will fact check that now. You know what the biggest problem I had with the Justin Jefferson, breakout historic performance in that first half is Jalen Jones was matched up on him on a shit ton of one-on-ones. He drew him the majority of the time.
Brutal.
You just spent your top pick in the draft on Kyler Gordon. Why isn't he matching up on Jefferson? Even a guy like Vildor, more
Seen
experienced.
Kyler Gordon
Gordon had a good
lately?
game though.
He
Kyler
did have a
Gordon had a
great
good game.
He
As
had
much
some,
shit
he
as
had
I
some
give
big
him.
tackles, yeah.
Kyler Gordon is not an outside on the ball on like press
I
corner.
disagree.
I don't think he is.
I disagree.
I think he's gonna play the slot a lot more.
I think he's going to play the slot, but I think he could probably have lined him up outside. And
I
done
think
better.
inside would have been
Vildor's
the
been
better,
playing
more natural
decent.
spot for him. I think.
But then again-
Despite him being excited about playing nickel when they told him, I agree with Diddy. I do think he's better suited on the outside.
But then again, who do you
feels
throw in that
small.
nickel though?
I don't know, but I think anybody.
Nobody.
But putting your least
Yes,
experienced
Duke Shelley still even
corner
on the
out
team.
there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's cut.
I mean, they were
Jones
they were
is,
keeping him, and they were trying to keep him in front of them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they it was easy shit they were getting.
They were flat-footed, just standing there. They were flat-footed and letting guys just run. I mean,
Well,
I
think the idea was to take away the run at all costs.
they were trying, and how'd that go?
It didn't go well. It
Well,
went
that's
well
what
for them.
That's what they did against the Giants, and how'd that go? They
Yeah.
were too hyper focused on the running back,
They're
and
trying to
that's why Jones burnt us. Like,
yeah, they're trying to like fucking I don't know. They're trying to just limit the big play.
Giants
That's
are a
like-
pretty talented squad though.
Kirk cut. Yeah, Giants are 4-1.
Beat the Packers.
Yep. Yeah.
What does that really mean, though?
I mean,
Like,
how high would we be
I was
right
just throwing a
now?
little bait out there.
Are you kidding me?
Biscuits is in cloud 9 right now. He's not even paying attention.
If we were 4-1 and we just beat the Packers in London, you couldn't tell us a fucking thing, bro.
Nope.
We'd be like, yeah. We'd be like, fuck the world.
Yeah, Rogers has 104-degree temperature. Yeah, man. Woo.
I don't give a fuck, bro. That guy could be bleeding from his neck. If we beat him, we beat him.
Agreed.
I mean, bro, I have been in person to see Aaron Rodgers lose to the Bears, and it mattered. That's still my favorite Bears moment of all time.
I would love them to have the same record as us at the end of the year. We're a long way away.
Other than the Devin Hester return in the Super Bowl, that's my favorite Bears moment is being that game. 2018, being at that game. That's my
back
favorite.
sacks and
Yep.
Eddie sealing the deal. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's fun.
Eddie Jackson is probably the lone bright spot of this defense. That guy is really busting his ass this year.
The lone bright spot. Damn, Jared.
The lone consistent bright spot.
I will say that Robert Quinn had at least showed a lot of good effort and was very close and did get a couple pressures. I'm not happy with him overall. He's like you said, he's a one-trick pony. I did notice Muhammad a little bit more than normal. Like they lined him up on the outside a little bit, and he had some moments where he seemed like, okay, this guy's at least trying. The middle gets no push.
No,
they cannot get any push from the middle at all. Those guys
started playing better in the second half, though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they seem to. I mean, I will say that just in this season, they do not give up a lot of points in the second half. Yeah. Unfortunately, the first halves have been kind of rough.
Yeah. You can't give up 21 on 3 consecutive drives.
I mean, like you said, it is encouraging that they came back, and especially because it looked very fucking bleak. Like it was looking like it was going to be a laugher, and I think we all predicted something to that effect.
It looked like a team that got 31 new guys with a new system on both sides of the ball.
Wow. You need help carrying all those excuses?
They're not really an excuse, man.
I mean, going back to the Justin Jefferson thing real quick about what Diddy said, keeping everything in front of him. I saw an interesting stat. Justin Jefferson had 9 of his 12 receptions come on open targets of 3+ yards of separation. That is the second most by a wide receiver in a game in the last 7 years.
But it was separation. They were playing back on him.
Kirk Cousins,
8 yards of fucking depth.
Kirk Cousins
just so you can understand how open he was.
Kirk Cousins had to make 0 tight window throws.
Yep.
The one tight window that he had to throw into was picked off.
Yeah.
Vildor finally got his first.
Yeah.
And that was a great play. He came off his guy and he baited him big time. It was a great play by Vildor. And he's been another bright spot, actually.
So you're saying Eddie Jackson, Jared, is the only for the season? Because I think Roquan's had a pretty damn good season.
It's just not that remarkable to me. They're like
got a lot of tackles,
you don't even remember.
It's not bad.
And you can look at the stats. Look up how many solo tackles he has. He has a ton of tackles that he's partial on. Like he's not out there making plays, like big plays, other than in the first game of the year.
Maybe I'm looking at it through the view of a guy that wants to be paid $20 million.
Right. He ain't that.
And he ain't that guy.
No. Get Sanborn in there, and not even on some joke shit.
I mean, is he good? Is he a good linebacker? Yes, he's a great.
I don't know. Put somebody in there.
31 solo tackles and 23 assisting.
Okay, thank you.
2 tackles for loss and 1
guy that leads the league in solo tackles is that Pete Werner guy, the rookie from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just kind of. I just don't think he's just having an underwhelming season. He's not flashing, and I know it's because I know it's because of the people around him. I get that. You're not wrong, Diddy. Like you're 100% correct. But we just talked ourselves into some shit, which is probably a bad idea.
I think he's also a better middle linebacker, but
I agree.
Yeah,
I
he was
just
supposed to be Derek Brooks in the will, though. Come on now, you can't have it both ways.
I said
to be
he.
that
All
guy,
right, all right.
bro.
Let me, Jer. Just really think about the depth. I know you like to bust balls, but if you really think about it from like an honest football perspective,
Slap.
you can't have your will linebacker carrying the fucking team with no defensive line in front of him.
Yeah,
That's true. But you could have splash plays and make it different.
Diddy, a lot of people talked themselves into this idea that Roquan was really gonna like blossom immediately in this role in this defense.
We thought he would.
Regardless of the talent. Many people did, not just us.
Oh yes, many
people were saying that was just straight up going to happen.
adamant.
That it was going to be Shaq Leonard all over again.
Told you.
We are not thanking them any longer.
And Jerry, he's probably tackling high because he's making business decisions. The dude's on a contract.
That would be
contract
worse.
year.
I hate to say it too. I
don't know,
guy, but he also looks to be not in the best of shape as he has been the last 2 years.
He's wearing like a flak jacket or something.
He
like,
looks fat and slow.
I don't know if he looks slow. I just feel like he looks thick, and I think it's
His
because he's wearing
instincts.
I think he's wearing extra rib pads.
He looks like a guy that should have went to training camp and practiced his position.
Well, I mean, listen. There's been a lot of ugly games early in the season, and a lot of teams. And this is how the early season football is. The early season football is rough, like without
serving it up.
Without the preseason games, don't you think?
Stats and gravy. We have one player of 10 catches.
Ooh,
which means
who's that?
Jefferson, Mooney. Komet has 9. Mooney has 10.
Shout out to Matt.
Justin Jefferson
Is he like
officially
50?
caught more passes in this game than any Bears wide receiver all year.
Right. So I was just trying to beat him with 1/2.
Wow.
I didn't accomplish that.
Montgomery's got
how
9.
many catches does Justin Jefferson have? Like 50 now already?
I think it's 35 actually. But yeah, he got a lot on that.
We would be excited about that from a Bears receiver for a season. We'd be like, this guy shows promise. 35 catches, 600 yards.
All right, 40 catches, 547 yards.
God.
That's like a respectable Bears receiver season. Like I would like if you told me that our wide receiver 2 currently would put up those kind of numbers for a season, I would be like, that's amazing. I'll take that.
Right.
This guy.
Would you trade Robert Quinn in a second for DJ Moore?
Yes. But why would the
Why
Panthers
would Carolina
do
do that?
that? The Panthers would never do that.
Yeah.
Like what the I mean the Panthers are dumb, but they're not that dumb. What would be the point of that?
Trade Roquan.
They might be tearing it all down, though. There is rumor that Carolina's completely tearing it down.
I don't take this with any credibility because Lock and Forrest said it, but he thinks Mitch is going to get traded.
Who? To Carolina?
No, to somebody.
Are they going to try to bring him back to Carolina to have him see if he can do anything?
Dude, that would be funny. Actually,
a quarterback room of Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Mitch Trubisky.
Oh my God! Please let that happen. That's so amazing.
You could run like an innovative 3-quarterback formation.
I need
to have him sipping that ball.
I need that to happen. Like I need air to breathe, and that needs to be like a fucking reality show. Could you imagine fucking Baker?
That is toxic as
like
fuck.
big ass head, Sam Darnold. Like that goon Sam Darnold. Oh, by the way, we got to break out that Diddy. Speaking of goon. We gotta make sure we hit the. We gotta talk about.
The Mooney Goonies.
The Mooney Goonies.
What is the Mooney Goonies?
It's like the Eighth Robs.
Oh,
so the Eighth Robs all retired, and now anytime Mooney like does anything, the Mooney Goonies come out and they're just like.
Oh yeah, you know on that one-handed catch, somebody finished on their wedding invitation.
Yeah, somebody. Yes, absolutely.
Swoosh.
Honey, you got some on the dog wearing pajamas.
Oh, Darnell's coming to my wedding. Oh, Darnell didn't show up to my wedding.
Oh, he told me in the chat he was coming.
He told me on Call of Duty he was going to come to my wedding.
Can you imagine, bro?
So I think AA brought up a really good thing to talk about earlier. So on first glance, I thought Justin really, on that great throw to Mooney, I thought he
Mooney
really
goodies.
overthrew it, and Mooney just made a hell of a catch. And granted, he still did make a hell of a catch. But what did you see on that play that you were saying earlier?
I
thought that was
could totally be wrong, but I watched it probably like 10 times, and I felt like Mooney turned his head the wrong way at first, and then he realized how close the guy was to him, and so he kind of started to break in, which I don't think, if you look at that route, that's supposed to be an outside the hashes throw.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see how it's anything else, because you have the guy in the flat. I think St. Brown breaks off to kind of just freeze his man, and then Mooney made a great move off the line and totally beat his guy, and Justin saw that immediately and was like, immediately, I'm throwing this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that's where you throw that to. You don't throw that inside the hashes. And so I don't know. I just thought, it doesn't take anything away from the catch. The catch was insane.
Correct.
But like, it just looked like he turned his head in and then realized his man was right on him, and he kind of just slowed slightly and had to create space. And then, because he realized the arc of the ball was going the other way, because you could see how he reacted and caught it. So so I don't know why he turned in, but he turned in, and then he kind of like stopped for a second, and then sort of like gave himself some space and went bam and stuck his arm up and then came down. And coming down with it was like the insane part too. Like those guys' gloves. I'm not saying it's not hard, but those guys' gloves are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, but coming down with it and holding on to it was even more insane than the fucking. But if he breaks to the outside and catches that ball, it's a touchdown. Fucking 70-yard touchdown or 60. Like, I mean, it would and that's not to criticize either side of it, but I saw some people, and I think you were one of them, that said he overthrew it, and then I was like, at first glance, I kind of thought that, but then the more I looked at it, I was like, I don't know if he did overthrow it. Like, I think that ball was pretty nice. Like, I think that was one of those, like, that was going right in the bucket, and Mooney had to correct and make an insane play, which he did. And I think it woke the whole team up.
Are we really being assholes and complaining about a long completion? Like, I don't give a fuck if it was overthrown or if it was a great catch.
No, I just want to give
who was right, who was wrong. Like, it happened. Like, we need him.
Yeah, but I'm not. No, I don't think I'm doing that. I'm actually.
No. I'm just joking around, but man, like, I'm not complaining. Like anything over 10 yards, I'm ecstatic about. I don't care how it goes down.
And I, the completion to Komet over the middle was huge. That was like, oh shit, we need that in our lives. Like, please,
read the blitz, threw it right at him. Nice.
Larry Borum is kind of bad at football. I'm gonna throw that right out there. I'm sure some people, who may be smarter, or at least think they're smarter than me, might disagree. But he makes some colossal mental errors like every single game, and he's the reason
Pettis
that
can go too.
Like, he's the reason that Justin has to escape the pocket to the left all the time, is because Borum. Like, what the fuck on that? Like, Justin makes one of his best throws of the day, a little touch pass to Equinemius St. Brown. And then on the next play, Borum just decides, oh, I'm not going to block Zadarius Smith. I'm just going to do something other than that.
Somebody explained that to me. Somebody explained that on a YouTube thing that I was watching, that the guy was it Mooney that comes underneath him?
Uh-huh.
He's supposed to, Smith on tape stays flat to the line typically.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So what happens is they're supposed to run a guy under him and the tight end over top of Mooney, and he has a 2-on-1.
There was no tight end over there.
But he didn't stay flat. He went upfield. So
it just looked fucking crazy. Like, it looked like, oh no, I don't want to block that guy. I'm just gonna go over here, like, and sit under this tree and smell flowers. Like,
yeah, that's true.
And then fucking Montgomery just got crushed. Like, it was such a broken play.
Smith Marset can pounce in too.
Smith Marset.
Stop. I think he's still got a chance.
What?
I think
Smith even if he hadn't have fumbled, he should have gone out of bounds.
Share? Are you
out of your mind,
dude? No, you're shitting on Roquan.
That guy ain't seen.
And then you're telling me Smith Marset has a chance?
Pettis got to go.
In this
Dante
receiver
Pettis-
room, yeah, he's got a chance.
My
Right.
guy Dante Pettis can kick fucking rocks. That guy's
Wow,
hands
man.
are
The one
trash.
that Justin did throw high, that was a huge drop, and he had to come.
Yeah,
down
that's
with
your
that one.
second drive.
That was.
Bro, he had
brutal.
2 big drops. He had 2 really fucking.
I'm
bad
talking about the
drops.
one that went really high.
And then
on him.
they do that 2-point conversion where it's like, what are you throwing? Like, I don't understand throwing a 2-point conversion if you're not going to throw it into the end zone. Like,
At least they were smart enough to go for 2 and not take the extra point. Down 4, down 5 didn't matter. I was shocked that they actually went for it.
Yeah, that was a more aggressive play calling. I did like it.
Do you think if they had
company
do you-
haven't been aggressive?
So they
all
were
year, that's
talking
why I
about
was
this on
surprised.
they were talking about this on the score today. Do you think he would have gone for 2 to get the win if they tied it up?
I think it was
No.
bad timing for both.
No,
See, I don't think he would have either. Everybody
No.
was saying that they thought Eberflus would try and go for 2 and try to get out of town with the win, like with the momentum. I don't believe that at all. Like, I think he would have
wouldn't
gone
have done it.
into overtime.
you don't kick an onside kick and not believe in your defense.
Right.
You don't. So
Well,
he would
he told the defense what he was doing before he did it, just to get
Right.
them ready. We need to stop here, and they gave it to him. But
So, Jerry, you think they would have went for the 2-point conversion? At the
No,
end? Oh.
I think they kicked the extra point.
Oh, okay.
at the
Yeah.
same time, trust your defense to get the ball back too. So why not just kick a normal kick?
Like
Kickoff.
going for 2 in the win, I think always feels really desperate. You know, like it
But
doesn't feel like a power move. It always feels desperate to me.
He
That
said he
kind
went
of
with,
saw our
catapulted Dabble
defense.
on the Giants, though.
What?
I said that kind of catapulted Dabble on the Giants. What was it, week 2 against the Titans?
Yeah,
Whatever.
well, that was also a great comeback in general.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the Bears had come back and won this game, it would have been a fucking lift. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The hits
then it was
principle
like-
would have been hitting different.
well, Flus was all aggressive with the 2-point conversion try, then the onside kick. But then wasn't it the next drive? It was like 3rd and 3, and they freaking ran it up the gut.
Yes.
well they also
I think that was a read option. I feel like that was a
yeah, because
lead,
Justin had
though.
that whole corner if he wanted it.
But even David Montgomery, that touchdown run was on a 3rd and 7, like on the 8 or 9 yard line. Even
And they gashed him.
that could have been a bad play call.
I agree. I think I wish that Justin would realize sometimes on those how fast he is to the edge. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like, I don't, I hope that he's setting up, like doing that, because I just feel like, damn it, why do you keep handing it off up the middle? And it rarely seems to be working. I mean, even Kirk Cousins' play action game is strong.
Kirk
I mean,
Cousins
it's
ran
easy-
for a first down against our defense.
He's got a better
it's-
offensive line than us.
Yeah, but he also has just like real weapons. I mean, even Madison is real, like when Dalvin Cook was out for long stretches, that guy's fucking played great.
KJ Osborne would be our number 2 wide receiver.
Oh, by far, bro. We dumpster dived the fucking.
Settle down. Nikhil Harry is
Marset.
coming back, my friends.
Oh God, Dirty Harry.
Nikhil
Here we
Harry
go.
is coming back.
What has
He's
he
going to
done?
take these Chicago Bears wide
Harry.
receivers.
It's right.
Going to take them to a whole new level of NFL talent.
Tom Brady and Cam Newton couldn't get him going, but we'll get him going.
Sure.
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers couldn't get St. Brown downtown going, but looks pretty good here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
St.
he's got,
Brown's
like,
like
5
already
catches.
like matched his career output, hasn't he? Like he's like doubled his catches in his career.
God, the bar so low. Looks pretty good here, but he's got like 5 catches for 75 yards.
Janoko does it again. Tyke Tolbert, what an animal!
I bet the guys are getting. I mean, so considering how bad the talent is, like we've seen a bunch of times where guys are open and they're just the ball's not even being.
They
thrown
dropped
there.
the fucker.
They're playing comp. Not all of them, Jared. Pettis,
Right.
No, I'm
sure.
just saying Dante Pettis. Or they drop it.
Yeah, but your wide receiver analysis is out the fucking window after that freaking Smith Marset bullshit.
Ooh.
so-
Smith Marset got open and caught the ball.
He's got
He was
one
trying to
catch
make a
for
play.
15 yards on the year, Jared.
Yeah, he's doubled.
And then
most
he
of the
fumbled.
receivers.
and he committed that fucking bad penalty. I don't care if the guy flopped. He didn't need to fucking make.
He
that
also hemmed them up,
block.
right? Yeah.
Like it was a dumb block to
I'm
even try
just
to make it.
saying,
Wasn't
I still think
necessary.
there's potential with the
That
guy.
dude wasn't bringing Fields down. Like
All right,
he
so
wasn't.
what potential did Wyatt tell you that he's good? Like he told us the
No,
freaking
I
quarterback
mean-
that we got here from Minnesota that never like took a snap on practice squad was good.
No.
He
I'm
had
not
5
saying that.
catches last year. That's his career. 6
For
catches.
how many yards?
That's like third in the clubhouse when I
Granted,
received it.
granted, he had 5 catches for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns last
Right,
year.
and most of it was against the Bears in Week 17. It was. Look it up.
Look at that. He's right.
He went for like 4 for 120 or 4 for 80 on us.
Come
or
on,
some shit.
Jer. How can you just?
I mean, I still think Daz Newsome has potential, so it is what it is, right, Jay?
That's Newsom.
I can't
Stick
believe that
around.
Somebody can make
Tanner
this
Gentry's on a practice squad.
How
just
about
waiting
how
to get
about fucking what was how about when they ran out there with 10 men on the field, got that
Which
delay
time?
game? That was fucking sweet.
Oh,
That
the
was-
very first play of the game.
No, it was later in the game. It was later in the
They
game.
did that
when
the
they
very
had it.
first play in the game.
Yeah. But then they do it
Because-
later in the game too, where Blasingame comes running on late.
No, that's the first play.
Oh, I can't.
That
fucking-
was the first play of the game.
fuck.
I'm surprised that he hasn't got any carries, but barely any,
Yeah.
or like any like passes his
Catches.
way,
Yeah,
just
I
as like
don't
an
know.
off
Like-
something you wouldn't expect.
I know. Like I thought that. I don't know.
He can handle that, but
Listen,
they need him
offense-
blocking too, though. Yeah,
Here's the thing, and this is what Getsy said a couple weeks ago. They can't even get to shit because there are no plays.
Right.
There are no plays. They had the ball for 7 minutes in the first half. They had 95 total yards in the first half. They don't even have the ball. They can't even get to shit. Like I'm sure there's plays for Blasingame. They're just not. They can't get to them. They literally are not running any plays.
and that's the thing. I don't like the talent, but I don't mind what Getsy's trying to do with the talent he has. It's
Right.
not.
That's
It's
what you
not
said
like
last
it's
week.
not as shitty as Nagy. Do you know what I mean? Like it makes sense. We just don't have.
What a difference
It's
a week
very
makes, though,
depleted.
because I don't think that's how we felt last week. I think last week we were pretty down on Getsy and what it looked like he was
Getsy,
doing.
Wetsy in the red
In
zone.
fact, you said that you didn't think he was designing this to his talent. You know,
It's so hard to do that when you don't have much
That's the way
talent.
the NFL is. It's
I
week to
guess it
week,
just
man.
feels like I don't know. It just feels like we're giving him a little bit of a pass because Justin.
Well, they're
looks like-
growing too. I mean, Flus is growing as he's never been a head
I'm
coach
growing
before.
right now.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's
Is he growing? I don't know. I mean, at least they had some.
there's development for a coach. Coach
At
first
least
time
they had
coaches,
some- I
first time
agree.
OCs.
At least they had some fucking balls to like be a little bit aggressive this week.
Well, so
Right.
first time OC that actually is calling plays. He was an OC in Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely give them all a pass.
I think the most disappointing thing about Flus so far has been I know he's passed the play calling off to Allen Williams, but that defense, a guy that's gotten historically more out of less every stop that he's been.
It's rough.
I figured they would look a lot better.
80% on third down. They
Oh,
gave up 80% of their
Jesus.
third downs.
You might as well just leave the field on third down.
46% to 47% is considered. You would be number one in the NFL if you averaged that.
You might as well
If you
just
gave up
forfeit.
80%.
You might as well just forfeit if you're going to give up 80% on third down. Like that's
How do you fix it? I don't even know how you fix it.
And I agree. Like Weeder on
Better
6-7.
pass rush. Jalen Johnson coming back.
You know how you don't fix it is by handing out loaves. like fucking Weeder was talking today. He's like, how do you know who's loafing when the whole team is getting a loaf? It's meaningless. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
like and if there's no consequences, what are the consequences?
Yeah,
Is anybody getting benched?
Sam Mustafer should have been benched 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Is anybody getting benched for these supposed loafs? No. So cut the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like when everybody sucks, that it kind of
Yeah,
loses.
but how
it.
much has he brought loaves up?
He hasn't.
Oh, then
No,
okay.
actually, that's not true. He did the other day
Oh, did he?
on when
I
they
haven't-
didn't recover
Yeah, the fumble.
the
The
fumble.
offense,
He's
yep.
like, oh yeah, those guys all got loafs.
Okay.
Like
I haven't been
he's
listening to
still-
the pressers
he's
because I
still
can't stomach
about
them
it.
at this point.
He's still all about that shit. So I'm not trying to crush the guy. I just think it's kind of funny and it worries me because just like Biscuits just said, this was supposed to be his fucking thing, right? So if we're gonna crush Nagy for being a quarterback guru, offensive guru, and it not working out,
Jesus
we gotta
Christ,
crush
Christ.
him.
but yeah, it's been like what 5 games. We're like,
Yo,
Do you
they're like
think they can turn that
historically
defense
bad.
around? Honest question. Do you think they can find a way and turn this defense around
long term, yes.
Yeah.
with this year?
Jared,
With
it's a
the
fucking.
roster.
They blew this shit up, dude. I don't know what you guys
I
expect.
know. I'm with you, but
I
just asking
expected
you.
them not to be historically bad in multiple categories. That's what I expected.
Historically bad.
The rush
Their-
defense
their
was on
rushing
track to be the
defense is-
worst in NFL
It's
history.
atrocious. 80% on third down. That's got to be historically bad.
That's just the one game though. That's
I don't-
just one game
okay.
on that.
But they're bad on third down on the year too.
They're like over 50%.
Yeah.
They're bad on third down. They can't get off the field. 31 is the other Johnson, right?
Jalen Jones.
Jalen Jones.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Can't
I
cut a
mean-
rookie.
I don't know if you cut him. He actually played pretty well in the last game. I mean, I'm sorry. Josh in the chat says cut number 31 and the guy who fumbled the ball.
I don't
Bears
think you
decent.
can't cut Jalen Jones right now because
No, you can't cut him. He's
I'm
actually
not
not
saying
bad.
it
He's
doesn't
not a bad player.
suck, guys. I just don't.
No, I don't think he's a bad player. I think he was being told to play. Jalen Johnson was on Parkins and Spiegel, and he was saying he would have pressed Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson,
That's what they did in the second half.
and he was like surprised that they didn't. And he said he was mad on the sideline because they were like, "You must have been salivating," is the word they use, and he's like, "No, I'm not salivating. I was hot. I was mad on the sideline about the way they played in the first half." Like he was like, that's just like he was pissed because he wasn't out there, and he felt like they played like fucking dog shit in the first half because they did. They got
Yeah, he was out to warm up, and
They got run out the fucking gym.
I would like to
Like-
hear did he expand on his point about like what we were expecting. Like, yeah, I don't think any of us were expecting top 5.
Well, we
or
do
top
this
7,
every
8,
year on
10.
this podcast. We got Pagano. Pagano's going to make calls from the sideline with
That's a shot.
defense.
That's unnecessary.
Okay,
wasn't
all right. But what I'm saying is
That's
we
mean-spirited.
expect great defense every year. I just don't with the turnaround. 31 new guys. I don't know what with a
Listen,
new.
what did
with
I
it-
say? What did I say? 20th ranked or 18th
Yeah, but-
ranked? I didn't think they were going to be good. A lot of people were trying to
When-
spin this narrative.
When you're changing a scheme and you're
I had
trying
them
to,
at
in
15.
one season and trying to get the players for that scheme,
I agree with you because I am on record as saying they were not going to be good. I said the defensive line was going to be bad. I am just saying that a narrative was out there, a strong narrative that they were buying in, and Roquan was going to fucking be this resplendent fucking guy who was dominant in this new role. And these young players, Gordon and Brisker, look so promising. And Jalen Johnson is. There was a whole lot of fucking ball washing about this defense. And
Jalen Johnson has looked. He did look good when he was playing.
Yeah, he did.
But before the fucking season started, they were ball washing the Flus juice like crazy, and motherfuckers got.
we
out
were
of
supposed to
control.
have slept easy, boys.
Yeah, but I still think that this defense has the potential to end up the year a 15 to 16th ranked defense.
I just don't know how you.
They're
fix that
currently
defensive
ranked
line.
15th in points allowed per game. They're already there.
That's why I don't think they're like the worst defense in the history of football.
They're not. They're not. I mean, their rush defense is pretty bad, but I agree with Diddy.
But again, we've said this before. That's going to happen with this style of defense. You're going to give up rushing yards now, and especially when you don't have any interior. I mean, tractor trailers not walking through that door.
If you hold another
Ted
team
Washington.
under 21 points,
Right.
it's the whole Lovey theory, right? Hold another team under 21, you should be able to win the game in the NFL.
Well, we gave 21 up in the first half, brother.
Sure, Jared. Okay, we
That was
also
a track meet,
you keep your
and it was
defense
you
on the
versus
field.
me running a
Def-
40-yard dash.
Defense on the field more against a much more
Track meet.
the much more talent on their side of the ball than we had on our side.
True.
Plus, you have the Vikings calling a different game because they know the Bears aren't scoring points at will, so they have.
They
a little
took
bit
the
more
ball.
leeway
They
to take
won the
more
toss
shots.
and took the ball.
You don't want to bring back
Josh
Hicks
in the
right
chat
now.
says, "Can't we bring back Hicks
On a stretcher?
Motherfucker, Hicks is not even playing. Hicks
No,
is
he's
hurt.
hurt, man.
Hicks would be
He had a
hurt
low
for the
strain,
Bears.
doesn't he?
Hicks would be hurt and like yelling at local. I love Hicks. Don't get me wrong. That's like that was my guy, but he is no longer an NFL contributor. Just is what it is. Like I'm glad he got another contract. He like finessed the Bucks into another contract. Good for him. He earned it, but he is not a contributor, and he will not be a contributor in the NFL again.
So I have a question for all three of you. I want to throw it around first. I'm going to throw it to Diddy first. So in the offseason, Pole's first big signing was when you referenced it earlier, Larry Ogunjobi, right? 3 technique. And we all know the failed physical happened. And he was criticized for that multiple times because in the first day of free agency, that's where his attention went instead of offensive line, instead of wide receiver for Justin. Looking back on it now, do you think that was a fair critique of Poles, or was he smart identifying that, hey, there's a glaring weakness on this line and that's where I need to go?
I think Flus and Alan Williams told him straight up that we got to get better at this position. Like you better get us a fucking guy.
Thanks, Diddy.
Oh, was that question to Diddy? I was
going to throw it around, but I said I'll start off with Diddy.
Oh, I missed that part.
It's all good.
All right, go for it.
I feel at home. Like
why change now? I mean, we've been doing this show this way for fucking 3 years or more.
I mean, yeah, man.
Start changing.
I think you have to go with the best player, especially in free agency, that you feel like is going to have the most impact on your team right away. Like you can't. Larry O, I haven't even looked at how he was doing. Didn't Pittsburgh pick him up?
Yes.
I really haven't followed how his season's going, but the importance of that position in this defense, absolutely. I was fine with it. We were all fine with the signing. You know what I mean? I knew it needed to happen.
Paired him with Jones. You might have had something.
But they wouldn't have wasn't
right.
Jones
I know.
Prize?
They'd be looking for a better 5 technique at that point. Nose tackle.
Yeah, I mean, Blackson probably would have stepped up and been the Pro Bowler Jared thinks he can be.
I don't think he can get Larry Bowler. Go ahead.
I was happy with it initially when Poles made that move. I wasn't upset about it.
It made sense schematically. Eberflus, that's the most important position on your defense, and you kind of missed on it. I mean, you missed with not being able to pass the physical. Jones has been okay, but no, you can't control that. Jones has been okay in spots, but
shout out to him, he did not follow through on that contract and pulled it off. And it's a flawed system because they don't have access to these guys until they obviously agreed to the contract initially until they come to sign it.
I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I was looking at this article that said Ogunjobi is playing for the Steelers, but is not playing well.
Well, he's hurt right now. He's got 4 tackles and a half sack on the year. So bullet dodged by the Bears. But I'm just saying in when you're looking out to set out and start a rebuild, I think Diddy hit it perfectly. You want to spend the money wisely, especially if you're giving out a multi-year deal, not just a 1-year flyer, on what guy can come in, and make the biggest impact first. I think Diddy nailed that one.
I mean, the one thing I will say is that he does have 5 QB hits. Like, I wouldn't mind having that. And he's playing a lot of snaps. Like he's playing over 60% of the defensive snaps before he got hurt.
Like the stat I'd like to see is how often does he keep guys off his linebackers? Because that shit's important too. Like getting pressures and how much is he affecting how free the linebackers are behind?
Is he beating double teams? Is he taking double teams?
If he was, if we knew that he was going to start all 5 games, I would have said we should have kept him.
I'm assuming he didn't do anything against Buffalo. My God, bro. I don't want to get into that.
No, he got hurt. He got hurt. That's the game he got hurt in. I mean, I would have. Yo, if I was in that game, I'd be grabbing my hamstring real quick.
And I guess my brother did tell me. My brother did tell me what he said on his podcast the other day. Like after the game, he was like, "Man, Buffalo had more yardage in 1 quarter than the Bears have had all season."
Oh, what must it be like to have Josh Allen? Josh Allen to Gabriel Davis is just like
Was that like 98 yards or
what
some
the
stupid?
fuck?
And
That was
rips it back
insane.
away from Minka Fitzpatrick. That was dirty.
Sick.
No.
But yeah,
That-
to follow your point up, you're right about what Diddy said. I agree.
Yeah.
Wait, you're right about what I said. Is that like a backhanded compliment, Jerry? I appreciate you, dude.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jared.
Appreciate that. You're both right.
I'm just saying, I would rather have be like.
It wasn't
I mean,
the
it's-
sexy thing to do, right? Like, of course, I wanted
No.
there wasn't.
I mean,
I
who were
wanted
you
a wide
gonna
receiver
get
for
for-
Justin. But
So if
was
we,
the
had,
right-
but here's a good question though. Maybe is that if we had signed Ogunjobi and he was doing what he is doing in Pittsburgh, would we be like, oh, that was a bad signing?
probably because we're
Yeah.
assholes.
Probably.
Yeah, right. Because that's $40 million.
It's performance based, absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Fair
so,
point.
I mean, I think that's real. You know,
It's real now.
that's real now. So I don't know the fucking defense. I mean, I'm sorry, Diddy, but you can't tell me this defense is not disappointing to you. Like you can't just be like, "Oh, I knew this would happen." Like, come on.
I knew it would be.
I didn't think
it
it would be this.
but
I
I
think
didn't.
it's been-
No,
I just
what
think
I'm
it's
saying
been-
is like this game played out kind of like I expected the whole
Oh,
season
we all
to.
predicted a blowout.
No, I'm just saying the season I expected them to
Yeah.
fight hard
Yeah.
and be bought in, and
Yeah, maybe I'm.
there's
just
going to be
crazy.
bumps along the way. But there's been games where the defense has tried to hold it down. The offense is just putrid.
Yeah.
So
Even though I'm a cynical bastard,
true.
I still want to believe sometimes, and it's like it's just you can't even.
But I
That's
see
what
a bigger picture wise. I see the scheme on both sides of the ball. I understand what they're trying to
Yes,
accomplish.
absolutely.
It's not that. It's just a lack of talent right now.
Right.
It's,
It looks like at least a better plan, I suppose. But my problem with the defense again is that I said before is that you go into these games knowing that these are the guys that you can't let beat you, and they let them beat them like a fucking drum.
I don't like
Like-
it. Like that first half was fucking brutal for me, dude. If the game continued to go that way,
Like,
I wouldn't even been able to fucking talk to you guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm still disappointed. I'm not giving them the first
Yeah,
year
we had some
coach.
adjustments at the quarter break.
Yeah, like how about some pregame
Quarterback?
adjustments? Yeah,
Maybe.
like get some orange slices and fucking talk it over. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like
Maybe make the adjustments before you start. And don't
right?
get
Like
down by
was it a
21.
shock that I mean, they're basically their goal was to, did they take the over on catches for Justin Jefferson? Like, I mean, what was the plan?
So
Gotta-
when we
gotta
do this
fund our
podcast,
somehow.
Don't
if
give
we-
up any big plays. Just give up 20-yard catches over and over and over.
like the fan reaction, if we were doing this pod right after the game ended, it'd be more like fiery and freaking fanatical and all this bullshit, right? But like you give me 24 hours and like the common sense side of me takes over, and you start viewing it from you're kind of like a higher up looking down on the whole scheme of things, right? And
Football god.
well, no, like the thing I will say, like that stadium's loud as fuck when our offense had the ball, right? So the way things were snowballing, to be able to come back from that deficit, it's
It's a promise. It's a little
Well,
bit of
it's
hope.
promise.
It was
It's
aided
just-
by an arrogant Minnesota team who, instead of deferring for the second half, decided we're going to take the ball.
right.
That worked
We are
fine
not-
for them,
halftime.
Jared. That worked fine for them. They just couldn't sustain it.
If
Are
you
you
realize
are you
I'm
trying to
just
say
saying
that
you-
the first half wasn't like a fucking clinic? They ran
I
them
think
out
they
of
would have
gym.
done what they were going to do anyway. But I'm saying that we were aided by them not deferring.
I don't. That's weird. That's. A
I think the
weird
bar
statement.
has to be
They-
low
they-
for this.
The Bears beat the Vikings in the second half. They just couldn't hold on. But again, as has happened many times when these quarterbacks show us something and drive, what happens? What happened with Mitch a bunch of times? Mitch would make some furious comeback, and when the defense needed to make a stop, they never would. In the playoff game, Mitch makes that comeback, and then what happens? The defense
Sharon
cannot
McManus gets
stop
beat
them.
by
Yep.
Golden Tate.
Can't stop. And this exact 17 fucking, what was it, 17 plays or something? They went down the field. There was I mean, I've just seen this movie before. So, like, yeah, I feel a little more hope than if they had gotten blown out 31-7 or whatever I thought was going to happen. But I'm not.
Oh, sure. I'm not ready to like.
Ready to sit here and tell anybody that we have any fucking thing to hang our hat on, and this is still like a 4 or 5 win team.
Sure, but in that 4 or 5 win, 6 win, who knows, 7 win season,
7 ain't getting no 7.
Okay, whatever. I'm not going to really go
Right.
hard in the paint with you on that argument, but what we're looking for is just
7,
progress
man.
from key guys that we feel are going to be key contributors going forward.
I don't see a lot of that. I see very little.
But that's
of that.
what you kind of have. That's kind of what, in my mind. That's kind of what I have to view. I need I need Justin to get better every week, right? I need Gordon to improve every week.
Robert Quinn's not on this team next year. I don't give a fuck what he does.
Yeah, but we don't need him on the team. I would like to see them get something for him now.
Travis Gibson ain't shit. I'm
Braxton Jones, 4th round rookie, holding
he's
down his own at left tackle. I mean, probably our most consistent.
Okay,
lineman.
but Borum
I would
sucks.
like to see Leatherwood get. I'd like to see Patrick at center eventually, and I'd like to see Leatherwood come back and actually see what he has.
Leatherwood had mono apparently, so that's like.
But so that's the thing. If Leatherwood actually steps in at guard and you put Patrick at center and everybody starts clicking, that's fucking huge.
I want them to try Leatherwood at right tackle.
I'm just saying,
if things start clicking with this young offensive line, man, like that's gonna be huge for us going forward. So there's stuff to look forward to, but it's for the future.
It's just.
I agree with Diddy, but what changed with Larry Borum? Because there was never a point in time where he looked this bad last year. I thought he showed legit potential flashes last year of being at least like a Bobby Massey level starter.
Not a horrible defensive line they went up against yesterday, guys.
No, it's
not. Who was playing beside him last year?
What, when he was at right tackle? So when whoever was the right guard,
Cody was your right guard, correct?
Was he?
I believe so.
That's what changed.
There's your change.
Well, who was the left guard then?
Yeah, I thought Cody was on the left side.
Because it was fucking Daniels.
Oh, it was James Daniels. He's having a good year too.
Yeah,
evidently.
According to who? Nobody in Pittsburgh is having a good year.
From what I've read, James Daniels has had a pretty decent year this year.
Oh, okay. Well, they're terrible.
I don't know. I haven't really watched James.
I would rather have him at center than Mustafa.
Yeah, me too. Diddy was on that early. They should have left him at center.
I'm going to have to agree with you there, but I don't think that's much of an upgrade. I don't think that's much of an upgrade. I mean, Mustafa's
Daniels
bad.
played left.
He did. Maybe you're right. Daniels did play left. You're right. Anyway, I didn't even think of that. To be in a game without Cody Whitehair, they actually looked pretty good. I mean, if we're being honest. Especially what? I think they looked pretty
offensive
good.
line against Minnesota?
Yeah. I think they played all right.
A mixed bag. I think there was times where they kind of held their own. There was those times where
they missed in the run game for sure.
I think Borum just is not that good. I think he's overmatched, and that's going to happen when you're a right tackle. Like it's going to happen. You know, like
Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith are no jokes.
It makes you like, you know.
The positives though, I think with Justin, like he's going through, I've seen him go through 4 reads. There's little nuances that he's picking up to be a.
He looks more comfortable.
Exactly, where we weren't seeing certain quarterbacks in the past.
I'm not saying he didn't make progress.
I think the progress is slower than I expected, but
now
there is progress.
Thursday we got to turn around, right? We got a team in the Commanders.
Bro, the game the numbers Wentz just put up. If Justin ever did that,
and then Rivera threw him under the bus.
This is something that you've got to do, though, right? You need to start stacking back-to-back games.
Is their backup like still Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, it's Taylor Heineke, and then they had Sam Howell from North Carolina.
Oh.
But a lot of Wentz's yards have been like Blake.
I think he's not a good running quarterback.
Really?
You see Rivera threw him under the bus. Yeah. They asked him, like, what's the difference between your team and the other teams in the AFC East? He's like, quarterback.
Oh, he's going to get right.
Straight up, he was just like quarterback. And they're like, what? Like, excuse me? Like,
how did he mean that though? Which side of the
that Wentz is not as good as the other quarterbacks in their division. Period.
Including Dallas.
Yes, Cooper Rush is fucking undefeated as a starter. What else? What? Not like he's put up stats. We would kill for
He's
Cooper
no
Rush
Bailey
right now.
Zappi.
I was gonna say that running game and that defense
Yo,
have really been
Bill
carrying them.
Belichick, I'm convinced is happier when he has a bad quarterback. Like they're getting. Do you see the numbers that like that Oklahoma running back they have that nobody's ever even heard of? Like put
Ramondre
up?
Stevenson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who?
What?
Oh.
Ramondre Stevenson flashed last year, man.
But Belichick is a witch though. Like
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he just like everybody was like, "Oh, the Lions, the Lions, the Lions."
Number one scoring offense scored
He just
0.
destroyed them. Like he's like, let me remind you that you have Jared Goff, and he just snatched their whole fucking soul. Like with Bailey Zapp, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Far be it from me to give the Patriots credit.
1-0, Bailey Zappi. Thank you very much.
Jeez
1-0.
Louise. Bailey Zappi's like
What was
10
the stat
for
line
11.
for him?
It was like
I have
10,
no idea.
10 for 12 with like 175 yards and an
Oh.
interception. It's just
Pretty
Belichick.
solid day.
He was 17 for 21, 188, a touchdown, interception, quarterback rating of 100. He also had
We
a
would
fumble.
die for that.
No, we would not die. We would just be like, that's fine. But like everybody's actually that's not true because apparently did Biscuits from what you tell me on the Twitter fucking cesspool that they are creaming themselves over Justin's stat line, especially in the second half.
Well, he was fourth in the NFL this week in QBR.
Wow.
I guess my whole thing
That
is
and a
like,
dollar will get you fucking half a cup of coffee. What?
for 3 weeks, ever since the monsoon game, everyone's been very worried. There's been a lot of concerns. It's been pedestrian, just barely cracking 100 yards. And granted, yes, he played his best game this year in the half for sure. He doesn't have a lot around him, but he made plays. Looked confident. He looked calm. I get all that, but I do think Dan Weeder really nailed it. Like some of these, like it's like and I get it. Like everyone's clamoring and starving for Justin. This is our guy to be great, but it's like it's just one half. I think everybody needs to
Again. Well, we did it last year over one half.
It's just crazy, man. The reaction I thought was a little over the top.
Like at least if they had won the game, then you're allowed to like get a little more hyped. But I can't. Like,
dude,
please.
Weeder out of all the seasons, like this season, he's just separating himself.
Yo, Weeder is like Usain Bolt compared to the fucking rest of the field.
Good
right now.
Lord, everybody else yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect, but actually quite a bit of disrespect. Like, there's a lot of hacks, and it's like Weeder and a bunch of hacks right now.
Yep.
Like,
Biggs
seriously.
has been solid on Twitter.
Jason
Biggs,
Leisure.
I like Biggs when he's on 670.
Now Biggs does his thing, but Biggs is more like the informational guy. Like he's like the guy, everybody
The inside scoop.
Everybody kind of has their lane, their thing that they do. He's like the scoop guy. He's the informational guy. He's the like injury report guy. Jason Leisure's like the contentious guy. He's like the guy that's gonna push and prod and poke. Potash is like kind of old, but he's got the jokes, and he also kind of, he also goes for little shots here and there. He's got a little snark to him, but he also kind of just lays back. Like
Larry Mayer, film junkie.
Larry Mayer's just a company man.
Digging in that all
man.
22, just really breaking it down.
Larry Mayer.
Sullivan a run.
Larry Mayer sticks to the script, my friend. Larry Mayer probably doesn't even watch the games. He just gets the script from Bears HQ and he fucking reads it. Like Larry just chilling in the cut.
He's got the eye black as he's sitting at his laptop.
Yo, like fucking Larry Mayer makes Tom Thayer look like fucking Jim Rome. Like it's fucking crazy. But I'm just saying, like, you're right though. Weeder is like on another level, like light years. And I was like kind of about him and David Haw.
Oh, their podcast is awesome.
It's fucking sick. Like I mean, like nothing. Nobody else is doing anything even close.
I'm pretty sure we're the only ones that feel like that because everybody hates Dan Weeder. But
Yeah, because they're fucking dipshits. Like, please tell me
but
that you hate Dan
you actually
Weeder, and I'll
read
show you a fucking dipshit.
Yeah,
Like, I'll show you a meatball fucking dipshit. If you have a problem with Weeder, you're an idiot. You're like literally a slack-jawed, mouth-breathing fuckboy. If you hate Weeder.
Boy, clip that and send it to Weeder.
From an expertise
seriously.
level, the dude writes like nobody
Like,
else.
I don't know what you're looking for.
I agree, dude.
What are you looking for if you hate Weeder? Like, give me a break.
Blind homerism.
Yeah, like,
unicorns and rainbows and
like,
sprinkles.
Rest in peace, Jeff Dickerson.
Oh, I love
Like,
JD.
JD was great, but JD at times was what Weeder. People complain about Weeder, kind of like I hate even using this term, but like almost like a Debbie Downer at times.
I mean, Jeff Dickerson covered like what, one winning team? Just like
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. And I love the way JD wasn't fucking fooled by any of the bullshit, any of the propaganda.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, like, people want to say that Weeder is negative. It's like, no, Weeder is like an assassin with his knowledge. Like, he's fucking just dissecting them, and the results are just fucking ugly. He can't help it if what he's dissecting is fucking hideous.
Yeah, I mean, he covered Duke basketball, man. Like, this is not like he knows how to cover a team that's winning too.
And he says it all the time. Like, you think that he fucking wants to be like this? He's just showing. He's pulling back the curtain, and what behind the curtain is fucking gross. Like, it's not his fault. He would love it if this team was fucking great. Like, that's the dumb meatball shit that Bears fans do, where they think that the reporters actually want this team to be bad.
Yeah, the Bears sells more and gets more clicks than the Bears suck.
Like, you understand what they do, right? Like, they want to make money.
Like, I mean, it could be that I just don't mind it as bad because I'm in between the New York and Boston market, and like it's different here, right? Like, Weeder is actually like would be considered soft compared to.
Oh yeah,
they'll bury you here if you suck. You know what I mean? Like, they'll just destroy you. Like, so like Weeder is kind of just like. Actually comes off kind of nice compared to what I hear around here.
Well, and that's the other thing is that, like, those fan bases will completely turn on the team in a heartbeat, and like far more than Bears fans. There's a loyal doofy core of Bears fans that will stick by them for fucking ever. But you got fucking on the East Coast, you got fucking fans that have tattoos, and they will turn on their team with venom in their hearts. Like, and it's almost like it's part of the fucking dance, They're not gonna ever change, they won't ever switch up, but they will crush anybody who's wearing the uniform.
The Eagles' final boss would never ever give up.
That was a great.
That guy's fucking sick. That to me, it's obviously it maybe has never been, and it certainly is not now. But the Josh Allen comp is so far removed from reality.
Thank you.
And it always was. But we wanted to believe. We were trying to smoke that ganja.
Don't we? Dude,
all right, I was, and many others were. Every other fucking podcast of any repute.
We tried to convince ourselves that Mitch looked like Steve Young.
But you could say though that that you're looking for that type of season that Josh Allen had in his second year, not from a gaudy stats perspective, but that year you at least saw flashes and moments of what his ceiling was, and you knew you had a coaching staff that you felt comfortable enough. Brandon Beane felt comfortable enough to unlock that ceiling.
But my point is that's no longer feels as likely. The Jalen Hurts comp to me feels far more attainable.
Why does it have to be a comp though?
I don't know, because we just want to see a path to victory. I just want to see a path.
These guys are so different.
Another
the offensive lines,
pick,
the wide receivers, the coaching staffs.
I was just talking about from an evaluation standpoint. I think Poles, like we were talking about this earlier in the chat AA that night. I think Poles viewed this as, if he's a true franchise guy, he is going to show these moments, these flashes, even with a lackluster cast. He doesn't have to put up gaudy stat lines this year. But I think Foles wanted them to see, hey, if you show me enough of these flashes, then I'm going to be willing to invest that $100 million around you and spend those draft picks around you. He doesn't have to have the 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns that Allen had that second year.
I think it's what we already said is that he felt that Flus felt he would be able to make more of an impact on the defensive side of the ball. Poles agreed with him. Their draft strategy took on that shape, and they also realized that like they were probably going to have to really break Justin down, to the studs in a lot of ways. And the first year is always a pass. So they really, and this is not what anybody wants to see and not what anybody wants to hear, but they are really treating this as full development.
The whole team.
Right. And nobody wants to believe that. Everybody wants to believe that Justin's just going to, and it's like I said, I think Mahomes ruined this shit for everybody because he's such a freak. Like, and what he did in such a short amount of time, and actually what he's been able to sustain, because you had guys like Marino who came right out of the box and were like insane. But the way he's been able to sustain it, and guys leave, and he's still fucking good. And like, and it's just so unfair to every other quarterback, Like,
but what about Watson? What about Herbert? Even a guy like Dak Prescott as a 5th round pick coming in and playing like decently
Herbert
well out of
the Chargers. They were ready to start Tyrod Taylor till that guy stuck him in the lungs.
100%. I mean, Russell Wilson, the first year that he was drafted, they paid Matt Flynn a bunch of money and then benched him before a game was even played.
Because they weren't expecting a 3rd round pick to become their starter.
I just think Justin we all view Justin, Diddy has said that at times. We all viewed him as that guy who was going to be transcendent, who was going to be that guy who was Nagy proof, who was talent deficient proof. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. That's what's disappointing, though.
It is.
Trent Dilfer, like, he does that breakdown of 670 every weekend. I actually really been enjoying it. And yes, it is more positive than he's more positive about Justin than I've been in my fan analysis about him. But like, what he's kind of saying is like, he does that. What is that? The Elite 11 QB thing that he does. Right. I don't know the exact name. Whatever. He's had tons of name the quarterback. He's had them come through that, and like whatever. He said all the guys he's seen. I think it was the guy that his assistant. He said all the guys he's seen, Justin will be successful. It's just how he's built. They think he's going to be the best out of the guys he's seen. Through there.
I think
the names. Did you listen to him? He was dropping like Burrow and like it was just the list go on and on of guys that they've had through there. Yes.
Wow.
I think a lot of I so far have not found a lot of former QBs who have been too incredibly critical of Justin so far. I think most of them still see the talent, still see why he got drafted, and they also have a lot of empathy for his situation. I think Dilfer has a ton of empathy for Justin's situation, and he still sees the talent, and obviously he has this personal experience with him or whatever. But like, I mean, I just think as Bears fans, what we are just conditioned to feel is that there's no way it can work out because we've just seen it just be such a fucking mess so many times over and over and over that like it's
he gets a chance. Like he gets a chance to stack more wins and more stats and improve himself this week. So you gotta hope for that, right?
I mean, the thing is that nobody expected him to come out and just be so colossally bad. Like, I mean, that's
crazy. It's some of the games. It's been disappointing.
Some of them, every single game has been disappointing from him, except for the last one.
What kind of stat line would he have to throw against Commanders to?
I need to see 225. This is low bar shit. I need to see, 65% completions, 200 change, 2 TDs. That's all I want to see. That'll make me happy. 250, 65% completions, 2 TDs. I'll be very happy.
I think a stat line similar to what he had at Minnesota with a
Big Mooney and St. Brown game is what you're saying. Maybe a little
Yeah,
Cole sprinkled
sure. Nikhil Harry, goddammit. I
in.
don't
Oh
know.
yeah, you got me there. Sure.
What about you, Diddy? What are you looking for out of him?
I think
this
Nikhil
week?
Harry is going to change our passing game.
No, I meant fucking Fields against the Commanders. What are you looking for? Like what Jer asked.
To continue looking comfortable in the pocket, because he actually did for the first time this season, in my opinion, like more comfortable than normal. Where like I think Dilfer hit on it great, where it's just like he's gonna do. I think Justin mentioned it too, like his timing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? His clock, where like you have to do what you do,
Correct.
regardless of what's going on around you. And I think he took some steps in the right direction with his pocket presence, and I hope he continues that. I hope we're seeing he's not getting rattled. He's escaping not too early, but at the right time. Like the guys, hopefully the guys around him start catching the fucking ball. That would be nice too. You know what I mean?
If
Like
Pettis catches the ball the last couple of weeks, I think we're having some different conversations.
right. I like to see. I think AA's stat line's fine. The mid 200s, 2 touchdowns. I'd like to see 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. That'd be cool too.
Well, I think the first thing you said, I think is the more important thing. Like I don't need to see a certain stat line out of Justin to feel better about it, but I want to see the pocket presence.
I mean, if he came out with a 6 touchdown game, though.
Fuck, for sure, absolutely. But I do want to see like the overall, the bigger picture skill issues on the field. I want to see him, protecting the football, not turning it over.
Fuck
I wanna see
Marset
the
fuck
pocket
Marset
presence.
for taking that run from him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see 100 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, 275 in the air, 2 touchdowns, just to get Gerald riled up.
I just
I'd
want
love
to
to
see
see
him make
it.
the layup.
Yeah, that
plays
would
out
get
of
me
there. That's it.
like strong like bull.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
hang a towel off that shit.
Yes,
Wet
I'm here for it.
That's
I want to see a win.
a wet towel.
A wet towel. Yeah, that's how you know it.
Jeez
Strong like
Louise.
bull, baby.
I don't know.
Uh,
Can the football gods give us a decent Thursday night fucking game? That would be
Nope.
nice.
Well, this is the Commanders.
Spoiler alert. Nope.
But
I don't know.
their defense is playing better as of late, though.
Yeah,
Last 2 games.
what's the scouting report on their defensive line and their pass rush?
Basically the house that Alabama built. They got Deron Payne. They got Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen's probably their best defensive player right now. So they're
Really?
they're front. Oh yeah, Jonathan Allen's definitely their best defensive player right now.
Yeah, because what's his name's hurt, right?
Hmm.
From Ohio State.
Defensive end.
Young.
Yeah, Chase
Yeah.
Young. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chase Young's out with an injury, so
He's out for the season, isn't
Montez Sweat also too.
he? Yeah.
So they got
There's
a
guys.
decent front seven. Their secondaries.
I mean, they may be empty stats that Wentz put up, but that's still pretty gaudy numbers.
oh,
They are. I mean, they got 2 guys. So they're
359 and 2 touchdowns.
And like you're telling me that we wouldn't fucking
Oh
want
yeah.
we wouldn't
Garbage
want,
time or not, we'd take all.
we
that.
wouldn't want Scary Terry. Fucking A.
Yeah, he's got
Oh,
19
God,
catches for 326 and a touchdown. Their rookie Jahan Dotson has 12
Dotson.
catches, $152 and 4 touchdowns.
Or like,
Their Alabama running back who got shot, Brian Robinson's coming back. Antonio Gibson's been running the ball pretty well. Can catch the
Perfect
ball.
timing.
Backfield. Like
Our terrible-
He's gonna be a matchup nightmare, I think. For
Oh,
The-
they're gonna have
the-
all the
the
inspiration
terrible-
coming out of the
the terrible Carson Wentz is throwing for 63% completions, 1,390 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. I mean,
What-
if
Justin's at,
Justin
what,
was
3
doing
and
that,
4?
if Justin was doing that, we'd be fucking over the
Oh.
moon
Yeah.
about it.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, it's just funny to me the narratives. Like, I mean,
you guys got any
even last year, Carson Wentz, the terrible Carson Wentz, right? Terrible. 62.4% completions, 3,563 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 picks.
Yeah.
This guy, he's terrible, right? What the I mean,
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's just wild.
Like,
when we start talking about quarterbacks,
that's like, that would be like the third best Bears quarterback season of all time.
And yet
Facts.
the Colts got rid of him.
Yeah, and he's
He's
bad.
just inconsistent. When his highs,
Right.
when he's at his high,
Right.
they're high. When he's
He's
at
a
his
guy.
low, they're
He's
really
a guy.
fucking
Yeah,
low.
he's a guy that one
He's the
week will
guy.
throw for 300 touchdowns and 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. The next week it's 100 yards and a pick.
Correct.
You know, and it's like it's up and down with him. I get it, but it's just crazy to me what's deemed as bad, and we're like creaming ourselves over 135 yards and a touchdown in the second half. How about I'll take Kirk Cousins first half? How about that?
Right.
I'll take Kirk Cousins first half. That's something to get excited about. But
Well,
we
that's what
won't, 'cause
Dan
Kirk
Wieters
Cousins
said.
a fucking weirdo.
He said everybody going nuts over Justin Fields' second half. What would this city do if their quarterback went 17 for 17 for
Yeah.
whatever? And
Yeah.
yeah.
And I said the same thing. And I don't fucking see that on Twitter until you showed it to me. Like, I'll take that fucking. That's real shit.
So our
Like-
go to the game is Justin. Is that what we're all saying?
Actually, I think I had a different.
I like Kyler Gordon. I'm gonna take Gordon.
All right, I'm gonna take
Nice.
Justin.
I'll take the man that kicks the ball, Carlos Santos. 51 and 55.
Hell yeah.
Not a fucking problem. Right? That turf makes a difference, right?
And indoor too, right?
Indoor.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
go to the game. Trenton Gill, 2 punts, 112
Oh, shit.
yards, 56-yard average, and should have had one downed at the 1-yard line if Blackstone could have gotten that down. Or
Blackstone.
Blackwell, sorry. Blackstone, Blackwell.
Blackstreet. You like the way he works it?
No, I want a
No
damn
diggity.
Blackstone grill, man.
Got to bag it up.
Bag it up, man.
I think we need to effort Trenton Gill on here for biscuits.
Yes.
Yeah, let's effort that.
He's punting really well. I don't see another
Give him
guy
at least
in
do
the
a
league
cameo
punting as
for
well
him.
as him. right now.
Like I said, Justin
Some
does
death.
Justin does wonders to create opportunities for punters.
It's crazy. I didn't even realize he
Yikes.
only punted twice.
Bro.
Can we get Trenton Gill to do a cameo as Salt Bay for biscuits?
Who says that Justin isn't making people better around him? He's making Trenton Gill into a star right in front of us.
The
Damn,
shade.
bro, that was dark.
I didn't even hear that.
Justin Fields. I said Justin Fields is making Trenton Gill into a star.
Oh.
He makes fucking people better around him.
Exactly. That's what captains do. So what are we doing for score predictions here, guys? For Thursday night's game.
Thursday night's game. I am going Bears 27, Commanders 25.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Bears win.
That's right, motherfucker.
I thought we
I
were
don't know
losing 4
why.
of our next 5. Or 5 of our next 6.
We are. We lost yesterday. This is the one game. I said that. This is the one game. Unless Tua is still hurt against Miami, this is the one game that they will win after losing the first of the next 6 games.
I got 21-14 Bears. Jared, what do you got?
17-10 Commanders.
Fade Jer! Fade Jer!
Well, what's the one thing that Carson Wentz can do? He can run. What's the one thing our defense can't do? Stop a quarterback that can run.
Carson Wentz
Biscuits, what does
isn't
he have
running
for
at all
rushing
this
yards?
year.
I don't know, man. I don't
Carson
think
Wentz
he's
is not
rolling
running
out
at all
at all
this
this
He
year.
rolls out a
Talking
lot.
about? Shut up.
He said he
He's-
rolls
Yeah.
out.
Shut up.
Because you're so wrong about this right now.
He's like, I haven't seen Carson Wentz play since he was in Philly, but he can still run. Like
Like,
he hasn't-
what the fuck? He literally has 15. Wait, like what? No. Let's see his rushing yards.
He's got
He's got
77 rushing yards on the season.
Yeah,
Well, he's about to get that.
these are his rush
Thursday.
totals: 12,
215.
23, 22, 5, and 15.
Kirk
What are you-
Cousins
what are you
ran for
talking
like
about?
10 against us.
I'm talking about his stat totals rushing this season.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Per
He's
game.
had like a game, 12, 23 yards, 22 yards, 5
Cutting-
yards.
Cutting
His
it up.
career high is 299 in a season in 2017.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what,
Telling
Jared?
you.
When he was younger.
Jared's ready to. That's not even a lot.
I'm talking
Have
about
you,
we're playing.
have you seen? have
I'm
you seen our
saying
defense
that's
on play action?
something you have to pay attention to at least. But like,
Have you seen our defense on play action? Where our quarterback boots, and
Yeah,
there's
but-
nobody there.
How many NFL quarterbacks starting right now are not mobile? I can think of Brady. Who else? Every
That makes it even
position-
more damning.
But I'm just saying that position's gotten
How do
so
you
much
not
more
even-
athletic, Jer. Like, I would
Yeah,
not
but you don't even put a
him up there.
motherfucker out there. You just let him run. It's like, oh, just run.
Bro. We need some dogs, not a bunch of cats.
Damn right. We
Cats
need some
looking at
dogs.
themselves in
You
the
did,
mirror.
Jerry. You did gotta sound like Coach Bennett.
Jared, we need some dogs. We ain't need no cats.
I'm
Licking
just
their
saying,
paws.
like the
Feed me
Giants.
now.
The Giants like have design runs for Daniel Jones. I can't say I've watched
You wouldn't
every.
put design runs in for Carson Wentz this
Nope.
week?
No,
What
Yeah,
is happening?
I
right
would.
now?
I wouldn't.
is happening?
I just saw the blueprint is there.
All
The
right.
Viking-
What
Look,
is happening?
the
right
one
now?
thing
I
that the
don't know, bro.
Vikings, the one thing, hold on now. The one thing that the Vikings did very, very well was motion Justin Jefferson nonstop to avoid bracket coverages and get him in one-on-one situations. I expect the same thing for the Reds or the Commanders for McLaurin to do and Dotson to do and Curtis Samuel. That's a three-headed monster right there. That if Jalen Johnson doesn't come back, Jared, I don't think they're going to need to run this. This secondary is going to have their hands full with those three guys. And
You remember
Logan
that-
Thomas is no slouch at tight end. Go ahead, Diddy.
Remember that scene in Austin Powers where Dr. Evil hits the chair on the dude and drops him into like the tank underneath, and it's like a slow death, and he
Yeah,
just
Will
won't
Ferrell's
die.
burning.
That's basically what Jared's doing right now. It's just like,
Yo,
yeah.
like I don't even understand.
It's okay. You don't have to understand.
He's just
Now
fucking-
watch. Carson
I know
Wentz
that-
is about to
listen,
go
the
off on
pony
like a
abides.
20 like Lamar
The pony
Jackson on
abides.
Thursday.
The pony abides.
I'm going to set the over/under Carson Wentz rushing yards at 25. Does he have more or less?
that might be a
Over.
career. That might be a career game. So
Rushing
Jared might be
yards,
right there.
I'll take the over, but it's gonna be 26.
Ooh,
I'm taking the over for sure.
over 25. Did he?
I'm gonna say he's gonna have 30 at one point, but on the next attempt, Quan's gonna knock him back 6 yards, so he'll end up with 24.
Listen to this. This is Stats and Gravy. Should be proud of this. The Bears have had 31 first downs on offense.
Oh, that's it?
Yes.
Jesus.
Of those 31 first downs,
It's the
how
bar
many
so
do you
low.
think? How many do you think have come from Justin's legs?
Mm,
Oh, I'm going to go with
15.
16,
26.
Those are strong guesses.
26.
14.
14. Damn. Did he?
14. Yep. But isn't that fucking crazy?
That's almost half. That's sad.
That's
really sad.
like what is happening. What is happening is that's crazy.
More
So did you
design
give us-
runs. Let's do it.
But he has not, and they're not designed runs.
Yeah, I know. Most will probably bail out of the pockets and scrambles.
Almost all of
but-
them.
Wasn't it some
Designed
stupid
runs for him on
stat?
third down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like going for it on fourth, we were like the last team in the NFL to go get it on fourth down,
Correct.
and Justin did that too.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Nice. Y'all are both making stats and gravy bread tonight. Come
Yeah,
with
what's
these
going
hot
on? You better
stats.
step
Did you
it
make
up.
a score prediction?
Yes,
There-
stats and gravy. Can we get a score prediction?
Yeah. that's right.
I'm gonna fade Jer. I got Bears 24. Commanders 22.
Oof.
I'm afraid.
You should be. Carson Wentz.
Afraid of the
I'm not ready to.
Commanders.
I'm not ready to watch them play again.
It is too soon. Like, but then we get an
Like,
11-day break.
I
I think, right? 11
feel
days
like-
off.
Yeah, but it's just it feels so fresh still.
I feel bad for America that they have to watch the Commanders versus the Bears.
Jesus,
on
that is
prime time.
rough stuff, huh?
That is rough.
No, I'm
What are they
thinking
gonna?
it's gonna
I
be a
mean, how
magical
what's the
game.
over under number of times they show the Darnell Mooney one-handed grab? 4 is that would be the over under. I'm setting it at 4.
I'm gonna
I'll
take
go
the
under.
under 3. They're gonna do
Okay.
it 3. They're gonna show it from 3 different angles.
All
Yeah,
right, over
that's good.
under Justin Fields passing yards. The over under is set at 200
Under.
flat.
Over.
Over.
Taking the under.
Danger. I'm taking the over.
Unless Smith Marsette's
Until
playing
you-
wide receiver 1.
Let me tell you what. Smith Marsette's a dog. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Even though Smith Marsette's a dog, he don't want to go out of bounds.
Do I look
You
good?
know who goes out of bounds? Cats.
Cats do go out of bounds.
Cats go out of bounds. Dogs stay in bounds. Fight for extra yards. That's what dogs do.
Oh,
Marset Smith's a dog.
Oh my god.
give me more of that.
He's a fucking dog. That's Marset Smith. He is a dog. Ow, 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 ow.
Smith Marset.
Ooh.
Hope the world's ready for that coming out party.
First catch gets it ripped out of his arms. Jared's like, he's got potential.
Yeah, the dumbest play we've seen since the Marion Barber fumble. Rest in peace.
He
But
didn't just get it.
oh no,
ripped
not
out
getting
of
out of bounds,
He
Marion.
did get
it.
signed.
It ain't like Za'Darius
He got
Smith
signed.
came over and took that shit. It ain't like fucking Daniil.
No, it was the
Hunter.
flopper. The flopper took it right out of his arm.
Sam Dantzler came over and was like, "I'll take that." After he missed the fucking tackle.
Did you hear what they said too?
Mm-mm.
They said after the game, Dantzler said that they were told that he would be prone to fumble the ball.
That's why they cut him.
Well, they knew from being on the team.
Yeah,
That's a deep dive during the week. If you're talking about Smith Marset,
No, he was a Viking biscuits. They knew.
I know. I'm just saying, game planning wise, like y'all are really even mentioning.
wasn't that
this guy.
sad? Like that's
crazy.
like the key to beating the Bears is fucking exposing the weakness of some bum that we
Of
got
wide
from the
receiver
dumpster.
5.
The
Yeah.
fact that he's on the
like-
field is just fucking just
It's
tells you how
embarrassing.
depleted we are in talent.
It's why is he on my screen? I
was
felt
my
that way
favorite
about.
game day quote.
I felt
Yeah.
that way about Pringle.
I think it's gonna be Valus once he's
Nice.
healthy. And you know what, Valus, man, got his touch, got a tutty. So
I actually,
That
I
was kinda
was going to
dope.
mention that. I do feel a little better about Valus. His return skills, however, are horrid.
He
Doesn't
called
he seem
it
like
though.
he's a short strider
He
though?
only got one return because they kicked it out of the end zone like 3 times or more.
He had
Maybe
two. He had
returns.
two.
Two returns. Can I also say
a
that?
couple blocks would be nice for him, though.
Yes, the blocking is horrible.
Oh, he
Shout
had
out
the one
to-
that he took out to like the 35 though.
Yeah.
Shout out to okay, so it was one of 2. One was bad. One they started like the 14.
Yep.
Like he fucking. But yes, I felt like some promise about him. I want to see him out in running routes instead of Smith Marset, please.
Yes.
Like
He called
I
it
agree
too.
with that.
He said that he was going to catch his first pass and it was going to be for a touchdown before the game.
but that was a run.
No, it was a
pass.
catch.
It's a pop pass.
It's barely a fucking. It's barely.
He visualized and manifested it. Like
Oh,
that
man.
Right.
gives
Once
me hope.
Nikhil and Valus start getting acclimated,
Oh.
sky's the limit.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
going to
right.
free up Smith Marset. Big time.
Roam the middle.
they won't even bro. They won't even fucking Oh my god, they don't even know what
They
they're
don't know what's
doing.
they don't know what's
I
hitting
feel-
them, man.
I feel so fucking embarrassed about the players that they put on the field this year.
It'd be nice if they could get Cole Kmet out in more routes. He's blocking
Even-
62% of
Yeah.
offensive plays. That's a
Wow.
problem.
Nobody
Don't-
wants to
don't-
talk about stunting that dude's development, but even with Nagy, he was asked to block way more than he should be.
Tony Medlin was so stressed out about having to sew Smith Marset onto the back of a jersey that he fucked up David Montgomery's
Montgomery.
jersey. Have you ever seen that shit before? I've never seen a Tony Medlin have a misspelling like that on the fucking jersey before.
I was listening to it on the radio. And he goes, "Oh, that ain't Tony's fault. Tony knows who did it though, and those people ain't gonna have a job tomorrow."
Well, it falls on him though. Sorry, like that's not like it's his department.
Yeah, the
It'd be
bump stops
different
for
if it was.
Tony, man.
It'd be
Like,
different if it was a different player. But
obviously,
like Montgomery,
yeah,
like you could literally go to the store and pick one up.
How do you not notice that though until he gets on the field? I don't know. Anyway,
Speaking of Tony Medlin, sorry, I just be remiss. Thursday we are wearing the orange on orange. How do you three feel about that?
oh yeah. Oh fuck it, I'm down. I don't give a fuck. It's something.
Why
different.
not? If
It's
it's
something different.
a little bit of new,
I'm not a fan of
bury some of the old.
It would be cool if they actually put the Bears head on the side of the helmet.
Yes,
But
I'm with Diddy. I'm not a big fan of it.
I don't know why they're so.
They had an opportunity.
Why are they so against that? They've never done that. They've never put the Bears helmet on the side of
the Bears head on the side, I think it'd be dope.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like, but why? They're so in love with the fucking toilet seat, like the toilet seat C. Like the bear is dope as shit. And if they put that on the side of the helmet, good night.
Even like what the background biscuits has, I'd be fine with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a fucking sick helmet. If they put that on the helmet, forget it. I mean, the best uniform they've come out with is the throwbacks with the stripes.
Yes,
I think that's where it's at.
100%.
Like-
I'd be okay with them.
But it's just
wearing
crazy to me
almost
that as
full-time.
many different logos that they've had, they've always just had the C.
Doesn't it? I mean, I've always thought that those should be their home and aways. Their home should be the 40s blues and the
I mean, I
aways
still like
30s whites.
Yeah, the monsters of the Midway with nothing on the helmet is fucking cool too.
with the gray face mask and the solid orange numbers.
Yeah, like
I
that's
always like
fucking
that
cool.
jersey.
I don't know. I mean, I'm all right with the orange, whatever.
Bears have the cleanest jerseys, the cleanest uniforms in the NFL. They always have. I mean, we're dressed sharp as fuck. So, best colors. At least we're styling properly. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, I guess it's
Dress for the job you want, right?
Just sucks. Look good, feel good, play good. Doesn't translate for us, I guess.
Oh, Braggs, he has to take his
And there
Tanner
he is.
Gentry.
Whoa!
Oh.
Braggs from left field. Look at Braggs in the chat. Love to see it. Tanner Gentry on an active roster this week, and the Bills win. Coincidence? Did they break a losing streak?
Did he get any play or what?
Gentry in his house, huh? Yeah, good for Tanner. I mean, we wouldn't mind. I would love to have Tanner on this team. Not gonna lie.
Congratulations, Braggs, on your man having that kind of impact.
Braggs is on Twitch. Even that's pretty dope. I don't think we've ever had anybody sign in from Twitch before.
The guy that made the joke
He
about the
played
beard.
Making show history.
He played
We're not
20% of the offensive snaps, and he played one special team snap.
Nice
There you
going,
go.
Tanner fucking Gentry. No,
12 snaps total.
real talk though, like I give it to him for hanging around in this league and for not selling stolen PlayStations, even though his Instagram gets hacked all the time and you don't know about that. His Instagram has been hacked like 3 times.
Who was his college quarterback?
Tanner Gentry's college quarterback?
Hmm.
Is it Josh Allen? I have no idea. Was it Josh
I
Allen?
believe it was, yeah.
Well, there you go. I would buy that. I'd buy that.
That helps to the sticking
I'll
around
take
part.
Dane Sanzenbacher coming
Yes.
at this point in time. Who else? Who else can we dig up? Fucking
Marcus Wheaton, 2017 All-Star. Marcus
time
Wheaton.
for Victor Cruz.
Stop.
to
Didn't
come
they
walk
take
out
Wheaton
that
to
door.
Wheaton, Illinois for like a high school
Yes.
event or something? Like
Yes.
right when he got here?
Cringe.
That was cute.
Yes.
That's
But yeah,
right.
congratulations, Braggs. Your boy's doing his thing.
Yeah, Diddy was right. Josh Allen was his quarterback. Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, no shade on Tanner Gentry at all. We, of course, he's legendary amongst Bears fans as being one of the, like the ultimate camp heroes.
I
And
mean,
Braggs
he showed like a
was
flash or two in
probably-
preseason once.
Yeah. Right. And Braggs was, was like his number one fan.
You were there though. We were standing in line like fucking half a city away from the fucking entrance. Tanner pulls by in his car, dude. Braggs is ghost, man. We're like, Tanner. I'm like, whoa, bro.
Yeah, we're like, where's Braggs? He's like,
Ghost.
ghost, bro. He ran after Tanner so hard. I was like, damn. But you know, Braggs is Braggs. Braggs gonna brag.
I would have pulled a hamstring if I was moving that fast. So
Oh yeah, bro.
he
Braggs was moving.
brought the heat, bro.
Tanner Gentry could never.
No, I mean the fact that he noticed him
speed.
just driving by in a car. That's just like.
Well, that's because
Next level.
it's because the tracking device that Braggs.
Did he stop? Did he stop for him?
I don't know.
There was a big
No.
line, and then there was like you could drive under the building to be dropped off up front. So like you lost the view after a while, but Braggs was ghost, man. You gotta he's
That
hard to
probably
keep
made
up
Tanner's
with.
day. He's like, oh my God, I have a fan.
When I tell you, like, Biscuits, the line to get into that place was unbelievable. It was like a mile long.
Didn't it go past like the
Seriously.
welcome to Rosemont
Like,
sign?
I'm not even fucking shitting you. The line was like a mile long to
It
get
was
in
ridiculous.
the Bears 100. Like
That's crazy.
like that shit. We were on some other shit during that time. When I tell you that was like nothing.
That had been perfect for them too, coming off the heels of 2018, like first successful season in 8
Bears,
years.
and we completely manifested them being high on their own supply. Like if you want to fucking like,
Remember the fashion show?
yeah, that's right. Brad
Kyle
says the
Fuller
line
comes
was in
out.
the next town over. Seriously, the line went from
Yeah,
Rosemont to
literally.
Franklin Park.
Yeah.
Like it literally was like the next town over. It was so far away. Like there were people, like it was practically like people were waiting online at O'Hare. Like it was so fucking long. Like we were like, I mean, I don't even know where we were. We were like on the other side of fucking the moon waiting to get in this place. And like everybody's like, oh, they fucking thought they arrived. We told them they arrived. We told them that they
Dude,
arrived.
remember? We all ran to the fucking store after they had their fashion show with a new reveal
yeah.
of the jerseys. First time you can get them in public. Like,
We dug up every 85 bear and put them on the stage and fucking told them that they were next. We fucking put Mitch Trubisky in a headband and sunglasses.
with McMahon on stage, man.
Man on stage. We had, I mean, it was like the fucking biggest ball washing fluff session. Oh my God. The fucking club dub on the stage.
Oh.
I mean, like we did that. We created that. So anybody who sits back and wants to blame 2018 players for believing too much in themselves, you know, when the coach of the year and the GM of the year and the fucking, you know, all that crap, we made that happen. Like,
There was a huge line to get Pace and Nagy's autograph people were in.
bro, it was next
Yeah.
level.
Hey, did you stay to Mike Furry's line for an auto?
No, I did not. I did not.
Was that a thing?
What about
I don't
Chris
think it
Tabor?
was a thing. Tabor,
No.
no.
No, those weren't
He
things.
would
I'm not
he
an
would have stayed
autograph.
in favor.
I don't give a fuck about autographs, but like I stood there while people waited because there were a lot of people got a lot of autographs in the valet line. I stood and chilled.
I got Richard Dent,
People got
Roquan.
autographs there. There was a lot of autographs to be had. If I gave a shit about autographs, I would definitely have gotten some. but
Yeah, I got Richard Dent, Roquan, and Anthony Miller.
Nice.
See, that's
Oh.
what Bragg
And you
said.
got Mike Brown, and you sent it to me.
Bragg says that I'm speaking facts right now. We were all part of the problem. Absolutely. We fucking gave them the supply that they all got high off of.
I've been part of the problem my whole life.
There you go.
We talk about the low bar. We're happy to set the low bar every year. You know who set the low bar? Jim McMahon. That's the bar.
15 touchdowns in a Super Bowl season, baby.
Right. We would take that in a heartbeat.
That was the number one offense and the number one defense.
Was it like
in the league
15
that year.
touchdowns and 10 picks in the Super
Yes.
Bowl season?
Bananas, bro.
They were the number one scoring offense.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. We were
Sure.
rushing yards.
Thanks, Walter.
But also the defense scored a decent amount. I mean,
So anyway,
Yeah,
like
defense
in
was
2018, the defense.
we're on to Thursday night.
Yeah, we're on to Thursday night. We're on to the Commanders. Riverboat Ron. We're taking you down.
on to the
Ron.
Commanders.
Like I was
Oh,
never
man.
going to go against Ron Rivera, guys. Come on.
Oh Lord, Fade Jer.
Cheer
Chico.
Belichick over here. We're on to
Fade
Washington.
Fade Jer. All right. Anything else? We didn't really throw shade, but we did, I guess. I'm gonna throw a quick shade at the Mooney Goonies. You guys need to fucking relax.
The Mooney Goonies.
Like the A throbs became Mooney Goonies, and you guys are fucking tripping.
Imagine you're probably still sitting there waiting for Darnell Mooney to show up to your wedding.
Terrible, bro. I mean, that's his fault though for letting everybody know. Screen capping that shit.
Shade just all the Weeder haters in that thread.
Hell yeah. Fuck them.
Bitching and complaining.
Bunch of
Or calling it like
14-year-old
it is.
bitches.
Shout out Dan Weeder.
Yeah, Braggs, I'm glad your guy got some run, man. Good for you and Tanner. I'll have my brother as soon as the jerseys start being put out there in Buffalo. I'll try to grab you one.
Shout out to Mrs. Gentry too.
Is she on the gram?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And that is just another episode of the Tailgate Show.
Tailgate Show. Shout out to the Brags in the stands. And it's just another fine episode of the Tailgate Show. Go Bears.
Bears.
Bears. Fade Jers.